How you guys all doing today? Today's video might not be one of you guys' favorites to, watch or really care much about because it is ships. And I have a couple of videos this week I want to go all about ships and talk about ships a little bit more. So please forgive me for those videos, but I do really want to hit up on these ships because I feel like these are one of the 10 best, some of the 10 best ships in the game. We're going to start off from the very bottom and then working our way to the top. And this is like a legit list of ships I do feel like are some of the best ships from, not like, the worst. And we'll kind of work our way up to some of the best ships in the game as of right now in, August 2020. So first things first. I'm going to start off with number 10 here, which is going to be this guy named Ebenhawk, aka Karth and T3M4 ship. This is an amazing ship for the reinforcement. Not only just for the reinforcement, but also can apply a lot more nice assistance throughout the battle once you do call him in. So first things first, you call him in for the reinforcement. He's going to be dispelling target lock on all allies, and then also grant them chaff, which means that they are kind of immune to target lock, and then also dispel all buffs on all enemies, inflicting evasion down on 2 turns, so which can't be evaded. So awesome stuff there. But another thing I like a lot about this is that he gets some foresight whenever he is critically hit, and some defense, and a lot more cargo ship ally synergy, which is amazing. Also, gains 30% TM whenever it scores a critical hit. So, lots of TM for this guy, and he's kind of hard to kill at times. The thing on his base guy I like a lot, though, is he can get out TM to a random buffed ally, 15% TM for each attack, and this can deal two hits, really, on his basic if he has, I think if he has no debuffs. So, yeah, I mean, just some crazy stuff here. He has a buff immunity here, which really does help killing Houndtooth's taunt, and really any taunter in the game. And also on his other dispel, it's just so great to have. A top 10 ship, in my opinion. He's going to be the starting for number 10, and then going on to number 9 here. It's going to be Spy. So Spy here, he's at the very bottom. I don't have him. They're not all on the favorites list, but Spy is one ship that I would say is one of the best reinforcements in the game for making the opponents lose banners. This is such a great reinforcement to bring in very first because of that alone. But also on the offensive, he can do a massive assist on his special, which is a surprise shot, which calls all other separatist allies into assist. And it's only on a 2-turn cooldown, guys. It is pretty crazy. So you bring in this guy for reinforcement. He applies actually mark on the taunt onto the enemy that's targeted, and also a random person without taunt for 2 turns. So we can pretty much just snipe somebody away and they're gone. So in some cases where you do happen to fight malevolence on defense, and this is like the first reinforcement, you might lose somebody early on if you don't have, like, let's say in the GK with the negotiator, if you have no unending loyalty on your Anakin, and this guy gets that mark, or the taunt rather, onto your Anakin, and he's gonna die, and that's not good. So there's a lot of cases where this guy can screw you up heavily in your GAC, whether it be altogether losing the whole round, or the whole fight, or just making you lose a lot of banners. So this is a great banner one. I would even say this guy is like the Dengar of ships. He really does a great job of making the enemies lose banners, which is amazing in GAC and also even in TW. So he's on number 9. Number 8 is going to be, his other friend here, which is Sunfact. So I do like Sunfact a lot. He's a great taunt. You usually don't want to bring him in as a reinforcement, though. I usually would bring him and keep him as a starting 3. I think this guy gets lots of use early game while you are just working on your ships, and also late game while you do happen to get your malevolence built up, because this is a very strong ship in the starting 3 for the malevolence. It is going to do you so many good wonders. One thing I like about this is on his special, where he can stun somebody who is buffed, and it can't be resisted. So you can definitely stun Houndtooth. So you can stun whoever you want. People with unending loyalty like Anakin on the negotiator teams, you can stun those guys. It buys you a lot more time to get stuff built up and do some more damage long term. And also on the flip side of that, he has amazing survivability and really tankiness built into his unique here for a lot more Geo allies. And I think no, just the Geo allies here, you get a lot more bonuses, which is definitely a good thing here. But it's not just for other allies, it includes himself as well. So you don't have to have other allies with you to make this work. It can work just by himself, which is definitely good as well. And some more TM and stuff defense, which is definitely okay. I like this guy a lot. His basic does not do much, but you really want him here for that stun and having that constant taunt that will come back up over and over again while the enemies have buffs on them. So I like this guy a lot. I use him a lot, and he's pretty awesome. So that's number 8. Number 7, I would say, is going to be a new ship we got recently, which is going to be the Rebel Ywing. So Rebel Ywing is a pretty new ship. On this list, actually, the new TIE Bomber is not going to be on it, just because I don't feel like everybody's going to be investing that, maxing out and, going all out on that ship and that fleet. But for the Rebels, I feel like many people already have Akbar and the Millennium Falcon built up. And now with this guy we just got recently, he is great. He's a great addition to this team. He's a great tank. And I think this is one that I would really work on if you guys were to think about more GAC fleets and stuff there to build up a second fleet that's very, very strong. And this is one guy I would definitely recommend. His name is, why I say his name? The ship's name is Rebel Ywing. It's a Rebel ship. It's an incredible, incredible tank. The biggest thing here is Rebel allies recover 20% protection whenever Rebel ally critically hits an enemy. And that will happen so often. It is going to be crazy how often that actually does happen. And also, he has some chances to assist while other Rebels assist out of turn. So a lot of the Millennium Falcon assists out of turn. This guy will proc that with a 35% chance to happen. So even more chances to land those crits, to regenerate the protection, to make them even harder to kill. And that's all you really want in a tank, honestly. It's great. Also, he has a shield disruption thing, which makes it very, very easy to kill tanks like Houndtooth very quickly. If it does stick on somebody early on, and you get the shield disruption, you can just murder them without they do much of anything. And it's great to see. I love this one a lot. Also, he can taunt on this special, but also he can taunt on his basic. He has like a, I would say almost a permanent taunt with all the specials he'll be doing to your to aid you in the battle. I mean, everything here he will taunt for you no matter what. So you have almost a permanent taunt here. You have somebody who can regenerate crazy amounts of protection. And he has the shield disruption thing, which is amazing. I wouldn't be using this guy too much as a reinforcement personally. He does give out some more crit chance, but honestly, you don't really need that too much because you're going to have probably a great amount of crit chance regardless of anything. So I would just say he's built here for the shield disruption and is pretty much non-stop tanking, which is all you really want in tank. So he's number 7 on this list. Number 6 is, of course, this might seem a little bit low to you guys, but to me, this is where I would place the Millennium Falcon. And the Millennium Falcon is this low because I feel like a lot of people are more focused onto their Malevolence and their Negotiator. So this is kind of like a third team here that not many people have, maxed all the way out. I would say more people have maxed out the Negotiator and the Malevolence more so than they have the Rebels. That's just my thinking there. But I still think he can get bumped up even more on this list, depending on what we might be getting here shortly with more ship content, especially Rebel content. This could definitely be changed here without really anything at all, anything happening here in the next little bit. But he's number 6 here because he's a Falcon. He's a crazy damage dealer. He's an incredible attacker. He's hard to kill. But one of the nicest things I've been getting a lot of use out of him for, in recent times is his reinforcement, which actually is pretty dang good. He gets out all foresight to all allies for 2 turns, and then all Rebel allies are called in to assist. But the nice thing here is it reduces the cooldowns of the allied Rebel capital ship by 1 for all abilities. So you might not want to use this in a reinforcement while you're using a Rebel fleet, but using and utilizing that foresight as a reinforcement in other fleets like Negotiators or even the Malevolences will make this a lot harder for those guys to kill this fleet now because of foresight. It's like adding an additional layer of protection on the already huge layer of protection that both of those fleets already have with unending loyalty and also all that tankiness and the defense and the critical avoidance that the Malevolence has in store for you. So this is a crazy one, but also on top of that, while you do use the watch this, you can get outmaneuver, and without maneuver you can't be targeted if all other allies are present unless they're taunting. And that right there, guys, those 2 things, the reinforcement with the foresight and also this not being able to target this character, makes this guy so great as a reinforcement at the moment in lots of different scenarios. But another big reason I would say is just how he's been able to be used over time, the last however long he's been out in the game in the Rebel fleet. He's going to get you a lot of stuff done early on in the game as is. And I can definitely see this guy getting bumped up way high on the list depending on what other Rebel content we get here shortly. So this is probably number 6 on this list. You might disagree with this one, but that's kind of where I was thinking about it personally. So he's number 6. Number 5, though, is another attacker, which is TIE Silencer. This is Kylo Ren Unmasked ship, and this is on the list for number 5 because Kind of similar reasons as other ones, because you can use this guy while you kind of just focus getting him first, but also later in the game, you can use this in the Hux's fleet, getting your Supreme Leader Kylo unlocked, and now you have an incredible fleet to kill lots of different stuff in the game. I've been seeing people use this versus negotiators for like the longest time, being able to beat them with, close to max everything on their whole fleet, and just being able to murder them pretty much right off the bat. This does an incredible job of actually killing the rebel fleet, and it can pretty reliably beat negotiators if you have them all modded correctly, geared everything all the way up, maxed out pretty close. It does a lot of good stuff here. But why is he so good? Well, he can do crazy amounts of damage on his basic and his special. He only has 2 abilities here. A basic, which can stun if they have more than a 50% turn meter, and on lower than 50% turn meter, he can actually give himself advantage, and that's pretty nice. But I like his special a lot because it can just do so much damage. If you have force, or if you have rather advantage, you can deal 100% more damage, and you get a little bit more bonuses if you kill somebody, which is also great. Another addition why I think he's so good is because of his unique here, which gets some stacking turn meter and offense whenever it is damaged or it damages a target locked enemy. So lots of damage potential here that can stack over time, which is definitely amazing. His reinforcement isn't that incredible. I would definitely use him more in the starting lineup for like the starting 3, but this guy gets so much done for you. So much done for you early game, mid game, and late game, depending on wherever you are at. He will get the job done. I can promise you that. So definitely on the list for number 5. Number 4, though, is going to be the Hyena Bomber. So we're going to kind of shuffle back to kind of the meta teams now in the game of which ones are kind of the best of the best of the best. So this is number 4, and this is going to be Hyena Bomber. So such an incredible ship, guys. This is the one ship that you would love to see on your Malevolence teams, and it's a must-have. If you don't have the ship, I'm not too sure what you're doing with Malevolence. In my opinion, you got to have the ship, guys. This ship is so important. It's so impactful for this whole fleet, where I don't know how you can get around not using it, personally. You do not want to be using this guy's reinforcement. You got to have him in the starting 3 for sure. He has so much built in here with defense, tenacity, ignoring taunts, getting out critical hit. I mean, everything's here, guys. So much stuff here that makes this guy so hard to kill. 7-star, you can see his stats here. 7-star, he has crazy amounts of health and protection. Crazy. And a nice little addition here is not only is he hard to kill, but he can make it really easy to kill people while he is going to ignore taunts. And this special is incredible. You can inflict buzz droids, ignore defense, and all the buzz droids just go all out on that character once they have buzz droids. It's so fun to see. And I love using this ship. I'm going to work on his counterparts, which is the Vulture, trying to get that one 6 to 7 stars soon. But I just want to go and show you guys how important the Hyena Bomber is. I've been using this guy for such a long time. I love him so much. Hyena Bomber is so good. Definitely on this list. Might even get up a little bit higher on this list depending on like what might happen here shortly. But definitely, in my opinion, number 4 for sure at the moment. Alright, so number 3, we're going to go and talk about Anakin's ETA. I think it's ETA or ETA. I would just say ETA because I like the sound of that better. But this is Anakin's ship in the Negotiator's fleet. So what else can you guys say about this one? He is just so powerful still in the game. He does crazy amounts of damage. He has a lot more offense built with Jedi and clone allies, and doubled if they have the Valor. A lot more bonus turns whenever they fall below 100% health, and when they die as well. More damage output. It's always so good. It really is. He has an AoE that has massive amounts of damage as well. More protection up, inflicts healing and buff immunity. What else can you ask for? And his basic can't be evaded with giving out guaranteed target locks on the enemy. So, the bonus turns with a crazy damage output, this is a must-have for that fleet. And also, in addition, this guy will always have unending loyalty in the Negotiator fleet as you have in the starting 3. So, makes him even harder to kill, makes him even more of a bigger threat. So, definitely number 3 in this list. And there's, not, in my opinion, not much else to say about this character in this fleet. So, just number 3 in this list for now. But number 2 is going to be the BTL Ywing. So, this is one I have been mentioning for quite a little bit now, and I want to do a whole video talking about how good this team is and this fleet is. And in my opinion, it is going to be the best defensive team in the game at the moment. And I want to do a whole video just talking about that. That's why I'm probably going to have a lot more shit videos here in this next week. But the BTL Ywing Starfighter is probably the best tank for Negotiator fleets for many different reasons. You always want to have this guy in the starting lineups, in my opinion, if you're going to have him at 7-star. Otherwise, he's going to be a very, very, still annoying, but not quite as impactful of a ship while you do bring him in a reinforcement as you would have if you would have had him in as a starting 3. So why is he so good? Well, he has so much more protection as you have more Galactic Republic allies, and this includes reinforcements as well. So a whole 4, I think it's 4 reinforcements built in. That is so much more max protection. This guy is going to be ridiculously hard to kill. On top of that, he recovers health whenever somebody is critically hit by an enemy, and he taunts for 2 turns whenever an unending loyalty effect is triggered. So much taunting here, guys. It is crazy. Whenever he also, it goes on. Whenever he's also defeated, he gives out 30% counter chance to all Galactic Republic allies for the end of the battle. So, I mean, so much in that unique. It is incredible how powerful that is. And it might not seem that great, but just wait until you do happen to fight a Rex with an ETA and also this Ywing, guys. That's a strong team. Probably the best defensive team in the game. I want to do a video just about that. But also on this guy's first special, he can actually give out, not really give out, but dispel buffs, and also can taunt and gains a little bit more protection up. So it makes him even harder to kill with the protection up. And he can taunt as well. So many good things here. His basic, what can it do? It just deals a little bit more damage with each ally with Valor, so nothing crazy. You really want to be thinking about this guy with his tank. The constant tanks with the loyalty effects triggering, and also the max protection and a lot more health getting restored after crits. It's going to be a crazy good ship, and it synergizes so well with Rex. I'll go about that in a different video, but he's number 2 on this list for today, just because of how good he is. So, number 1. The drum roll for number 1. Let's go and see it. You guys probably already know. No drum roll needed, actually. It's Houndtooth. It's Houndtooth. He's going to be number 1 yet again. Guys, this is just one of those ships where, you got to have him. You got to have him whether you're a new player, mid-game player, or a late-game player. You're going to need him. He's going to be so important for you. He is one of the hardest tanks to kill in the game. Him and the Ywing, which went over just barely, are some of the hardest tanks to kill in my opinion. Not even close to a Hyena. I would say these are some of the 2 hardest ships to kill in the game. But why is he so good if you guys don't know this? Well, it's the Houndtooth. Well, he has a taunt. He inflicts breach. And if you can't get rid of the breach, well, he's going to stick the taunt, and it can't be, the taunt can't really go away. It can't really go away, and it's so hard to kill. It's really annoying. On top of that, with his unique, he gives out even more TM to himself whenever an ally is getting hit while he does not have a taunt, so he can cycle back to his taunt even quicker. But also on top of that, the biggest thing is that he gets stacking protection whenever he is taking damage. So you have to really kind of worry about him early on, or kind of focus others and then work on him later while you have him maintained with buff immunities, stuns, whatever it may be. So lots of different ways to go about killing this guy, but you got to really worry about him sometime in your battle, because if you don't worry about him, he can definitely screw you over in lots of different ways. So he's going to have a lot more health and protection rather stacking while you hit him, which makes him really hard to kill. And of course, on his basic, he can dispel his debuffs, and if he does have a taunt, he can recover more health and protection back. So this guy is just so hard to kill. He is so tanky. Mine actually at the moment is Relic 3 Bosk with having 98k health and 83k protection. So with Relic 7 and 60 mods, let's go get bumped up crazy amounts. I don't even want to think about it. It's going to be ridiculous how good that would be. So yeah, I mean, that's Houndtooth. I'm not too sure what else I can go and talk about the Houndtooth on, but yeah, that'll probably do it for my video today, guys. Top 10 ships, in my opinion, at the moment in August, the uses out of them, what you're going to be getting, and yeah, if you guys agree with any of them, if you guys disagree with any of them, let me know down below in the comments. I would love to hear guys' thoughts on these ships, and what other ships you guys might think are going to be getting a bump in the ranking, or making it maybe on the list here shortly for the next month. I think there's going to be some crazy fun content with ships. Hopefully it's a little bit fun. I have a hard time with ships personally. I would like to have a little bit more fun and enjoyment in this game mode. But yeah, thanks for watching it again, guys. I have Discord and a Patreon link down below. Go like the video, go share it, and go sub if you guys are new here to the channel. Thanks for watching it again, guys, and until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out and have a good one.